All right, Walter Wofford here with my good buddy Steve Zahala up there, and he's a snowman up in
Yeah,
Ohio. And he wanted a demo on Relay, and I'm going to do that for him, but I got to spend a few minutes setting up why this system was designed. So, can you see that?
profit first. Yes, sir.
All right, so that's Mike Michalowicz, and he wrote this book in 2014. And that's what I recommend you do. Whoever's watching this thing is go get that book and read it because it explains the theory behind what Relay was built on. It's a piece of technology specifically built to implement the profit first system. That's why it's important. So think of it this way, and you know this better than anybody, Steve. If if you can't measure something, you can't improve it.
Absolutely.
And most people, most real estate investors have one operating account. They dump all their money in it, and then they hope and pray that they got some money to pay a bill when it's due. Isn't that about how it works?
Yep.
All right, so this is not that. I wanted to implement this in 2014 when it came out. I thought it was a great idea, but to do that, I couldn't really go to my bank and ask for 140 free accounts. But that's exactly what I got with Relay, and I'm going to show you how it works. So it's a digital banking system that's more like a digital envelope system for budgeting, and so it's got so many bells and whistles. But let me just show you. This is Walt's one of his short-term rentals that I told him I'd manage it for him for free only if he got Relay. So guess what he did?
He got Relay, baby.
All right, so with each account, so this is an LLC that's set up, and I think I told you this yesterday. He formed an LLC, $50 one time in Mississippi, and Relay likes LLCs. It doesn't have anything to do with the ownership of the property. It's owned in a land trust. I mentioned that yesterday. So,
Right.
so what you do is with each account, you've got these sub accounts, and you can have up to 20 of them. Can you see those okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so these would be like your line items for your QuickBooks.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole premise behind Profit First is of all the bills that you pay in your business, you need to pay you, the owner, first. That flips the script, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
So, in the short-term rental, I picked a number of 35% of every dollar that goes into the income account, which will be the first one, goes into the owner account. And then, so we have a business account, and then we have a sole proprietor that's used for a personal. So you'd have your personal account and you'd have your business account. At least I have many business accounts. I got one personal account, and my personal has 20 sub accounts too.
Okay, so you have two master Relay accounts, one for business, one for personal, and then underneath those you can have as many sub accounts as you want.
Under each account you open, you can have 20 of these sub accounts, and these are all standalone checking accounts. They have a
Wow.
savings account in there, but wasn't saving any money with Walt. So, but see, you can see it's got the account number and a routing number, and they're standalone checking accounts.
Do they each have their own debit cards as well?
Good, thank you for asking that question. So over here on the cards, you can see that you can set up. So I pay the cleaners.
Mm-hmm.
This is Turtle Creek Cleaners. And each of my cleaners has their own card, both for supplies and for cleaning. So when they submit a bill to me, I just move money from the income account over to the cleaner account, and then they can take that card, they own it, it's got their name on it, and go to any Kroger, any CVS, any Walgreens, any of these Kangaroo filling stations, and a bunch more. There are 82 places in Jackson that you can go get money out, and there's no fees attached to it. So she takes her card that's tied to a property. Okay, you follow me now?
Mm-hmm.
This is what's
Yes.
critical about this. If you have, I know you do a lot of IRA rehabs, and you lump them all into one account, I suspect, but you don't
Mm-hmm.
really, you can't measure the metrics very easily on each
Nope.
account. So that's why each of these short-term rentals have their own account, because I want them to stand on their own. I want to know how they're doing. All right, so you got that. So you can have a physical card, or you can that's a physical card, or you can have a virtual card. And this is a card
So
that's
let me ask you something. Did you say that you're also using this to pay the people for their labor, and you can allow them to go buy materials?
correct.
So you have somebody who's going to work for you, let's say a cleaner of an Airbnb. Do you create a relay account for them, or they can just, or you can give them a card, they could go to the ATM and take money out, or either way.
All right, so let's look. So the account I created was not for them, it was for me. So
Right.
we've got cleaner's labor right here. You see that?
Yes.
There's a card tied to that.
Right.
So you move money into the account
Right.
and the card's tied to it. So they got supplies. They got to go buy toilet paper.
Right.
Just move money. And so what happened, the receipt management feature in this is every time this cleaner goes and buys supplies, it sends them an email automatically that says, take a picture and upload your receipt, and they're stored in this system. How about that for a box of receipts you don't need to keep up with?
I'm all
Every
over
time
that.
the card is used to pay utility bill, whatever it is.
Now, is this an actual card that they send you a plastic card in the mail, or is it a virtual card that they punch the numbers in?
Can you see that?
Yes.
All right, so you can have up to 50 of these or 50 virtual cards that they're not real, but
Right.
you can use them. Like if you were I've got an account in my personal for travel, and it's a virtual card. I don't need a physical card. So when I'm booking something through booking.com, a room or something, I just use that virtual card. And then it sends me an email that says upload the receipt.
Gotcha.
The difference in this, Steve, and what most people do, you can look at this dashboard right here, and got a good idea where your money is, right? Now,
Correct.
when it's so, for example, you have Entergy as our local electricity account. We would set up a card. See it right there? We just paid it. We would set up a card for an auto pay to Entergy.
Right.
You got to make sure there's enough money in the account. If there's not, you'll get a notice that says put some more money in the account and run it again. So that's pretty cool. All
Okay.
right. All right. So that's Xfinity, sewer and water, all that. So you can have up to 20 accounts.
Okay.
Now, for you, you do joint ventures a lot, don't you? Or borrow money.
Yeah. Yeah. We do a little bit of everything.
So if you wanted to, for each project, you'd set up a new account.
Right.
Now, if you had a joint venture that you wanted to have transparency about everything that's being spent, you would give them permission to look at that account.
So you can give third parties permission to look at certain accounts as you deem fit.
And not only that, they could be involved in any kind of spending decisions or vice versa if you set
Okay.
this up for somebody else. Now,
Nice.
all right, so let me show you. I'm just going to go through some of these features. So to make payments, I got lots of choices. So I'll come up here and hit new payment. All right. So then let's just say that I'm going to pay the solid waste bill. Okay.
Right.
Click on that. I got a choice of ACH, domestic wire, international wire, check. I could send them a check and it takes about 10 days to get there, but there's no fee for doing that.
So let me ask you a key question that I have a big problem with my bank that I didn't know I had a big problem with until on this check feature that you just mentioned. I'm talking about Huntington Bank is who I use in Ohio, and I was writing checks and somebody didn't get one of my checks. It was for $500 or some thereof. Well, Huntington, as soon as I wrote the check, took the money out of my account and sent this check off, and now the money's in Never Never Land. I forget how I had to, what kind of hoops I had to jump through.
Well, I tell you how you do it.
It wasn't attached to the check until it came through on the other side. They took it out from the front end, and I was very unhappy about that. Is that the same here?
Well, what they'll do is just so I'm going to show you. But to answer your question, no, it's not the same here. They will take it out of your account, because you can't write a bad check. They won't
Right.
let you.
Right. That's fair.
Though, though I've written some before unintentionally.
In our ill-advised youth when we were playing it tight.
Well, all right. So let's say I'm going to send Turtle Creek Solid Waste a check. You see that check?
Yeah.
And I'm going to take it out of the solid waste account. But since this is up the income account, let me just take it out of income to kind of show you how it works. So you put the amount in there that you're going to send them.
So this is called the vendor pay. This is your vendor pay screen.
Any vendor and anybody. It doesn't have to be a vendor. Now, let me tell you how simple it is. If I wanted to pay you some money, all I need to do is to have you just take a picture of the bottom of your check that shows me your routing number and your check account. That's all the information I need. And I can ACH you for no fee next day. Or if it's important to get the same day, it'll cost you $5. But I don't ever do it. Next day, I ACH the money, and it's recorded just like a check would be recorded.
Okay.
Is that easy?
That's as good as it gets right there.
All right, so I pick the account that it comes from, and then we're going to come down here and put the amount. It's a one-time payment. You can set up recurring payments. You got some recurring bills, don't you? Like mortgages.
Yes.
All right, and then so here we go. Here's the account number, and so when you fill that, it won't let you go forward until you fill out all the information. This is greened out down here at the bottom.
All right.
But when you fill it out, you just hit click and it's done. That's all it is to it. It sends it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool, right?
Very
so
cool.
You can add any kind of payees that you want. You got recurring payments.
So I got a fair amount of people that like to do Venmo and PayPal and all these sort of weird third parties. Can it accommodate that?
Well, so let's talk about getting paid. This is a new feature that they have. And this is just like PayPal or Venmo. You just set it up and it reaches out to them. And so, you'd send them this link, a pay link, just like Venmo, idiom.
Right.
And then there you go, it's paid. Now, I use some of this for.
So this is if you're sending an invoice who somebody owes you money, is that correct?
Correct. And of course, the other way around, you can do the same thing with
Right.
recurring. So I'm going to come to show you something. Let's see if I can. No, I don't want to show you that. I want to show you this. I want to show you. So see, there's a negative. Let me just go back to this. So this is a negative number because I got $4,000 worth of checks being mailed, recurring payments. You got that?
Okay. Understood.
And so I got a 10-day window. I send the checks, but that's different than ACH. ACH, they'll take the money out.
So this is telling you, this is giving you a balance based on some future activity that's been committed to. Is that accurate?
That's exactly right. And so they give you warnings about all that, but I want to show you something how we got paid. So I had these corporate clients that were staying in my Turtle Creek house. You'd been there across from the shack. And I said, look, you guys have been with me 2 years. I'll give you a 10% discount if you pay 6 months in advance. And so I used this feature. It was $5,000 was what the usual rent was, but that's what they paid.
Nice.
Okay, so
you sent them an invoice?
yeah, send them an invoice.
And they just paid you electronically?
just like you would in view. There's a payment deposited, view receipt. Let's see what's here. That's it. Now you'll find a use for that, won't you?
Oh God, yes. I'll find a use for all this stuff. Trust me.
All right. So let me get back here out of that. I want to show you a couple more features here. Let's get back to. So all these accounts I helped set up. So far, I've helped set up 63 accounts according to my accounting rep. Now let me show you another feature that you're going to love. So it takes a little while for you to get money in each of these accounts to have enough for the next installment payment.
Mm-hmm.
So you ride from Peter to pay to Paul until you get enough money in there. And then what you do is you're going to, let's see, we're going to set up auto transfer rules. This is super cool, Stevie.
Okay.
So you have a prediction of how much money is going to come in there.
Right.
And so each month, let's just call this $5,000 to make the numbers right. And I know that Xfinity is $100.
Right.
So 5,000 and Xfinity. So I would set up a 2% auto transfer. For every dollar that hits that income account, 2% goes into this account. And when the bill comes, it gets paid automatically. And so you don't have no fuss, no muss. It's a budgeting tool. So
Right.
you don't, most people don't have a budgeting tool.
Real time budgeting tool. Most of them are looking back 6 months later.
Yeah, so the bookkeeper I don't need anymore, and it takes me very little time to keep my books. And a matter of fact, I'm sitting in my chair, this chair I'm in right now, and I'm done working on my short-term rental for the day by 8 o'clock in the morning.
If that works.
Because of this.
Mm-hmm.
Because of this. So let's set up some auto transfers. All right, so you can go with the profit first rule, and they got suggested
Oh,
percentage.
so they have profit first built into it.
This is why it was built.
Oh.
I told you that earlier, knucklehead.
Well, I thought you were using profit first after you had come in contact with this, not that they're premised on each other.
My banks were not set up to handle this kind. So with my 7 short-term rental accounts that I have, each of them have 20 accounts. That's 140 checking accounts. Do you think they'd let me have 140 free checking accounts and move money between those? No.
Oh, hell no.
All right, so you name it. You name it. So this is going to be Turtle Creek auto transfer rule. And then you say, how often do you want it? Well, I want it instant. Anytime money hits that account, I want it distributed across it. So let's go. So let's say that we're going to put, for my short-term rentals, I want 35%, and I want an owner account. 35% of every dollar that hits there automatically goes into my owner account.
Okay.
And the rest are for bills. So you'll have to figure out what your percentage is. And
right.
The book has got some. And then you just come down here and the rest of them, utilities, and you set it all up and it equals to 100. And then you just create the auto transfer. And so it'll give you, like you have a minimum repair allowance, right? And so you can put $200, keep in that account all the time. And it would select the income account to put it in. So that's all it is to it. Would you use that feature?
Yes.
All right. Now let me tell you how it works with the personal. So we're gonna go back to the accounts, and so you're gonna have one of these.
So let me ask you this: do you have to log out and log back in when you're switching between your personal and your business account, or is it all in one interface?
Yeah. So this is how it is. So we'll just come down here, view all, and I check whichever one I'm switching to.
So your personal accounts are on that list as well?
Yeah.
And you can transfer money between your business and your person. If any account in your dashboard, you can do whatever you want.
ACH immediately. Okay. All right. So let me tell you something else. for you. So we're going to go back to Turtle Creek. Now look at these account names. We don't have 20 of them. We could have up to 20. That's how you add an account. You just come down here and you give it a nickname, and it's a checking account, and who's got member access. So that's Walt or me. I could set it up. See, I have different permission level because I went through the process and became a banking partner with them. So I can look at all of these accounts, and I do that for a period of time. When you set yours up, Steve, I'm going to be able to look in those accounts until I'm confident that you don't need me, and that'd be a
Okay.
week or 2 weeks, whatever it is. And so you can have a designated savings account that has up to 2.68. And see, that's not a bad thing to do if you want to earn money on money that you're holding.
Okay.
And you hold money, don't you?
Sometimes a lot.
Move it over to the savings account.
So who gets reported on the EIN on that income?
That would be the owner of the company.
Okay. Personal or business?
If you give LLC, it's an EIN.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. So that's what it is to create. Just add an account, and let's just say we're gonna call this AI marketing, since we were talking about that today, and just create an account, and it's done. So I can create a card tied to it just by clicking on that. Let's just do that. So you set up a card, and this is going to be a virtual card. And the source account is going to be the AI marketing account. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Am I moving too fast for you?
Nope.
It has a backup account if you want to. If there's not enough money in that AI marketing, when a bill comes through, you can set up a backup account. And then the primary card holder has. I'm an administrator. That's set up, but a card holder has all their permission is they can use the card that they got. Okay.
Got it.
All right. So we just set it up. Now, you set up spending limits or pre-approved spending. That's pretty good for your workers. So let's just set it up. I'm going to show you how to do it. So you pick. We're going to call this Steve's AI card, and you pick whatever color you want and the pattern. Next, and add a team member. So I'm going to add that team member.
What does that do? That's who you're sharing it with?
Yeah. So if I set you up as a team member, you would get it. I'll show you that in just a minute. So there's a card. Preparing your card. View card. Okay. So now it is. So you want to use it. It's ready to use right now.
Oh my gosh.
And so you just move money over it. So you can set a pin. Let's set a pin. 1111. Then you got 1111. And now you got the pin. That's it. Now, if you wanted a physical card, it'll take about 8 to 10 days to mail it to wherever you want it sent.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get the physical card, you got to activate it just like you would any other card. And that's just right up here. Virtual cards are automatically activated. All right, that's pretty cool, isn't it? So how easy is it to change something, you might ask? Well, let's click on that. AI marketing, come over here. Delete account. Yes, delete. You can also freeze those cards. We had my worker had somebody broke into his car and and stole all the cards. I said, no problem. I just went up here and froze them all and reissued them the next day. See, if there's no money in the account that's tied to the card, nobody can get any money out of it.
That's
This
a good
isn't a
thing.
credit card. All right. What else you want to know? Oh, I need to tell you one more thing. So you've got, let's go back and look at the accounts here. So if you had a personal account for your own personal finances,
Why wouldn't you? Would you? What would
you,
you? Would you ever set this up to not have one? You probably want to have both, wouldn't you?
well, you're either going to be all in or you're not going to use it.
Okay.
That's what I have found. So yes. So but your personal account would have different categories.
Sure.
So for example, down here, this would be charitable contributions. This would be I got an account just for travel, and I use so it shows me how much I'm spending on travel.
Hmm.
I got a physical card. Matter of fact, that's the card right there. Can you see that?
I can.
All right.
Yep.
So if I need a physical card, I take that, and then so think about other things like insurance, health insurance, life insurance, car insurance, house insurance, personal cell phone bills, all that. They're not typically business type expenses, right?
Hmm.
So you'd have the same thing, but here's something that I want to tell you. I'm just going to tell you that it works. I'm not going to show it to you. So when you go to your personal account, and how do you get the money out of the owner's account? That's what you need to be asking. How does money from the business go to my personal?
Right.
And so it's got an auto sweep feature. And so you tell it anytime there's any money from your personal account, you tell it anytime there's any money in that 209 Turtle Creek account, which is 35% of every dollar that hits in that income account. You
Hmm.
got it?
Yes.
Then it's automatically swept into your personal income account. And then you set up the auto transfer rules for your personal that goes across all those 20 accounts.
Okay.
Think about what problems you just solved by doing that.
Hmm.
Once you get
That's.
enough money in those accounts to go to last 1 month's worth of payments, well, even your property taxes account,
Hmm.
property insurance, personal house insurance, personal property. So it works the same way.
Outstanding. Outstanding. So if you set up a personal account and me and the wife have a living trust, can you set up living trust personal account?
Well, I got one, but they don't like them anymore.
Okay.
And the reason that they since I've been using this for a year and a half, and so they're a young company. They're redefining what they want to do and what they don't want to do.
Hmm.
And so they don't want to do any more trust. Well, here's the answer to it. Just go get you a $50 one time LLC. Go open up the LLC and use it any way you want to use it.
Okay.
If you want to use it for your living trust or your land trust, they don't care about that. And it's very easy. I'm not going to do this on this presentation, but it's very easy to open up these two accounts. So they now remember these are business accounts. So your personal will be set up as a sole proprietor for something, marketing. We'll just call it
Hmm.
that, and that'll get the account open. Then you'll have an LLC that you'll use for one of your businesses.
So all accounts are opened as a sole proprietor, as a primary person.
No. They're not all open. They're opened either as a LLC, corporation, partnership, or sole proprietor. But trust is not on that list.
All right. But when you go to open an account, on the hierarchy of who's in charge, they want an administrator and they want their personal information, I'm guessing. Is that right?
Yes, for your so the information they need to set up a sole proprietorship is so this would be Steve Zahala marketing.
Right.
Okay, then they just want the same things that you'd want going to any account. They want your social security number. They want a physical mailing address. They want your email. They want phone number. Did I say that? And I think it's 6 items.
Do they do a background search or do a hard credit pull or anything?
Mm-hmm. No, and then so for you, so a lot of that information is the same as your LLC, isn't it? So from your LLC, what they'd want to see is your a screen capture of the Secretary of State showing you in good standing and that you are, in fact, a member or a manager.
Okay.
That's not hard to get, is it?
Nope.
Then they want to see your operating agreement. That's not hard to get, is it?
Nope.
And then all the rest of it is just mailing addresses and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it doesn't cost anything to open these accounts. Now, so you tell me, Steve, I asked you this the other day. If we clearly see that it's going to be beneficial if somebody uses it, would you agree it's going to be beneficial?
Yes.
Then why wouldn't somebody want to try a free account?
Because the effort to learn this system probably intimidates them and they're not quite ready to give that commitment.
Yeah, well, for me to learn what I just showed you in 30 minutes by now
Mm-hmm.
took me 40 hours.
Right.
And
Right.
basically, I've given you enough information that once the account's open, you don't need me. You'll have some questions along the way.
Of course. Of course. And we're just scratching the surface. I mean, I could tell you that I pay a couple $100 extra every month for a lot of the features that are free in what you just showed me. I pay a fee for ACH capability. I pay a fee is the wire transfer fee built in, or is wire transfers
There is a,
built in?
there is a fee for that.
Well, there's a fee. I pay a fee too, but I pay a fee to have the luxury to pay a fee to send a wire, right? To send a wire without having to go into the bank. I mean, right?
Well, you don't need to go to the bank, but let me. Are you through with that thought? Because I got another
Yeah.
comment.
Go
All
ahead.
right, so if you've got a cash business, this probably isn't what you need, like a laundromat operation, because you got to get the money into the account, and you can't get coins into this account. It's got to be converted somehow. So you can direct deposit a check, no problem doing that. Oh, and here's the best thing about it too. Your LLC can have up to 5 aliases. And those aliases could be the name of your land trust that's getting the check from a closing.
Really? Very nice.
And so you got 5 of them. And so you just take a picture of your land trust check, $30,000, and mobile deposit it.
Or I could have my title company wire it into the account, right? They can do that, right?
Yeah, or ACH it.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
what there's been so much trouble with wires lately, apparently, that ACH seems to be a better way to do it. But at a
Yeah,
minimum,
I have heard of that.
but at a minimum, they could send you a PDF of the check front and back. You could take your phone out and mobile deposit it from the PDF. Now that takes a couple of days to get through the system.
Right. Well, any way you do that, that would be the case.
So, all right. So, who is this? Who is this for?
Oh, clearly Airbnb people for sure, short-term rental.
Any small business that's not a cash-based business. So, think about a real estate agent. They don't ever know. They just put all their money in one account and hope and pray that there's money there to pay their bills. They have no idea how much they get to keep. Number one reason, because they're in the highest tax income, highest tax bracket there is. That's that Schedule C income that's
Right.
self-employment tax. So for them, they would need a self-employment tax account and a state and federal income tax account. And so for them, let's just say any kind of commission check, you might keep 50 of it, but the other 50 goes out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about having money in that account, building each month So at the end of the year, you got enough money in there, you don't have to rob another account to get it.
So do you have savings accounts set up as well when you're holding money for a while?
Yeah, you can. And it's just as easy as going to add an account. What kind of account? We want a savings account right there.
Gotcha.
It's just that easy. Okay? What other questions you got?
So let's say I need to do a hand printed check. A guy, a low technology guy does a hauling job for me, and I need to write him a check for $1,000. He doesn't. He's one of them guys that's kind of off the grid kind of guys. How do you handle that?
Well, I'd get him a debit card.
So set him up, authorize him in my account as a debit card holder, and give him a debit card. Would you give him a physical card?
Yeah. So let me show you. So the network is called.
So you got Joe Schmo Hauling, and Joe Schmo Hauling, I find him on Facebook. I got a house that needs hauled out. I bought in foreclosure. It's trashed. I do a deal with him for $1,500 for hauling, but he doesn't have a bank. He's one of these guys, has a truck and
Doesn't
lives.
have to have a bank account.
Okay.
All right. So this is the network that he would get the money out of. All right. So All Point Networks, and I told you this is no fee to him. He can take out $300 at a time, but he just have to do it 5 times. So in Jackson, look at this. There's 72 places in Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
How does that compare to 5 branches of my bank?
How much of a fee does he pay to get his money?
Nothing.
Okay.
All right. What is Columbus, Ohio zip code?
Go with 43026. Yeah, we're covered.
Is that your town?
That's me, baby.
There's 100 plus.
Wow.
All right. So CVS, Walgreens, Circle K, Target.
Okay.
You got it?
No problem.
Now, some of these you can actually make a deposit in, and that might be good for your tenants, but the problem with that is not they charge a fee for deposits. And not most of them don't have that feature because, as you can imagine, it'd be too much money shoveling around.
So if a tenant goes to the Kroger and gets a money order to pay their rent, can you take a picture of that and direct deposit it into your
Now,
account?
money orders you cannot direct deposit.
How do you deposit directly to money orders?
So just get their bank account if they got a bank account,
Right.
and just get their account number and the routing number and just invoice them. Give them a payment link.
Okay. So you said that was a new feature they just added. Is that right?
Yeah, and they're
So
adding new features all the time.
So you could send a payment link to your tenant or land contract buyer or whatever. Can you set up automatically recurring
Yep,
invoices?
coming both ways, either receiving or sending.
So you could send it, tell it to go out on the first of every month. And what different options does somebody have to pay that invoice? Can they pay by credit? But the way you normally would, like you would see in Buildium, credit card,
any of those,
with the exception of, could they even pay by money order if they needed to? Probably not.
Now, yeah, they can't do that.
Okay. So this is almost a hybrid of bank account and accounting system all in one. Almost makes accounting obsolete or very close if properly constructed.
Well, let's look at this income account. So at the end of the year, we want to see how much money has come in and out of there. So we just pull a statement. And you can get it you can export it any way you want to export it, PDF, CVS, OFX, whatever that is.
That's for QuickBooks.
Export it, drop it all into a spreadsheet, and now just total it up, and that's how much you spent.
Voila.
And all the receipts are there.
The receipts that somebody uploaded.
Well, if you have a card and you're paying a utility bill, your name's on that card.
Right.
They're going to send you an email that says upload. It comes about a minute after the charge hits, and you got 3 or 4 different ways you can upload that receipt, but it's no big deal to do it.
Is there a way to add? So let's say my assistant in the Philippines, she typically pays all my utility bills for different projects we have. So at any given time, she's paying, let's just say 15 different utility bills, 5 or 6 projects going on. There's water, gas, electric for each one. I'm not sure that I'd want to break it down to creating 15 different accounts for that situation.
I think you would. I think you would, because it's too easy to do it.
But then I would have to make sure every month that I audit that there's enough money in that account to pay that bill. I'd rather maybe just do one and have her tag it. Is there a way to?
No. So let me tell you here's what happens. So in that example, you'd set up 15 accounts. Well, you saw how many I got.
Right.
And then you would give her a virtual debit card, just screen capture that virtual debit card.
Right.
You could have your name on it. Doesn't even have to have her name on it. She'll just use that to pay it. Okay, now you're going to set it up on auto pay, and the auto pay comes in and there's no money in there.
All right.
Don't you get a notice?
Yes.
Just move money over in the account. No harm, no foul.
Okay.
Then no penalties. And then they'll run it again, don't they?
Yes.
So you don't want to give her your access to the money per se.
I would give her access if I could. Let's say I created an account that she has access to that has $1,000 a month in it, and let her
be fine. Yeah,
and then let her go in and do these nuances so that I don't have to do
it. You won't have the right accounting bucket that it goes in.
Right.
That's the whole purpose. You see, I could have put all 7 of these properties in one account.
Right.
But I would not have been able to look at the metrics or how they're doing individually.
Right. Right.
And you're in the same problem with all your multiple projects going on at the same time. Only your historical view is going to tell you how you're doing. This is real time.
That's where the rubber hits the road. That's exactly right.
All right, so we're about out of time on the Zoom call. Why don't we end it, and then I'll just call you back for some other goodies I want to tell you.
All right, brother. This has been great. I appreciate you sharing the insider of your operation here.
Well, it's pretty good. All right.
It's very good.
Call you back in a minute.
All right.